Well, there was somebody the other day was asking, could I post a video so you could see what goes on behind the scenes? Well, here we are, 1st of May. Dispatched a lot of plants this week, something like 6,000 or so. I don't know, you lose count. Still lots of orders to go, and apologies to those still waiting, but the season's been an absolute nightmare. Just such slow growth early on, and we're only now just starting to get caught up with the volume of cuttings coming through. We had been getting just maybe 15 cuttings, if that, a week off Polvet and Christabel. We've managed to get 90, 100 cuttings in the last 14 days or so. Unfortunately, they're rooting very quickly now. So this is part of our dispatch area with some of the orders up, ready for packing tomorrow. Bear in mind they're all going out either via Royal Mail 24 service or like first class, but they will be tracked, so people get a notification from Royal Mail when they've left here in the postal system. That's working as usual very well, with a vast majority of orders getting there the next day. Some larger orders we might send DPD, and again that's a tracked system. It's a mountain of orders to get through, and as I say, we're working through them as fast as we're physically able to with the plants that are available. If I span round, you can see the sheer volume of plants on the greenhouse that we've got to go at. I've already mentioned before on a couple of posts that there's some very empty gaps. Every couple of days we've got to close the benches up after dispatching. Hence it looks dare I say, a right mess, because it's the end of Wednesday and we've sent a load out. So we've got empty trays closing up to get the next batch on. Ideally, some of these ones that are at the front, they were from earlier batches. They shouldn't be here. They should be being potted up to grow on, either as pot tubers or potentially to sell through our shop. It's just all a matter of like time. Just not enough hours in the day all of a sudden. Well, sometimes this job there never is. I don't know whether everybody really appreciates how tricky it can be when you're trying to sort through orders, get plants up, and some varieties like Rycroft Porcelain or Cheval Meggins just not producing the volume of cuttings that you would expect. Saying that, we've managed to get about 70 or 80 Cheval Meggins, so we're getting caught up over the next few days. But on that gap there should be Cheval Meggin, there should be Tracy Diane, there should be Twilight Boy, Westerton Gatehouse should be there as well. And as you can see, they're not, but they are coming through. So I've got to the end of Wednesday, we've dispatched a lot. The other one, just as an aside, that was a spot we had last year of John Hill in flower. That's in a 5 litre pot. But every few days we get stocked up from Ovington, which is where they route them all. And I'm just currently, what time is it now? You know, I've lost track. I should be home having tea, spending some time doing the paperwork that you have to do as a businessman as well, like do the staff's wages and fill in forms for valuation, the office agency, and rate stuff, and you know, all the stuff that has to be done, but you could do without having to do, so you can get on with the job you really need to, which is getting orders out. So these have come down from Ovington today. Some of these cuttings were taken a fortnight, 3 weeks ago. And part of the job is literally just going through, once they've come down from Ovington, it's going through the benches and sort of like stocking up. But assessing to make sure whether they can go out straight on the benches or not, or whether I need to put them on a weaning bench effectively for a while. So yeah, it does look very messy because I haven't got all the trays emptied yet. And then it would look a lot tidier. So I'm not really showing you at its best, but in one way it shows you the amount of work that goes on to doing this. So So yeah, what am I up to? I don't know how many steps we end up doing a day. This batch has all got to be worked onto those benches through here. It's all got to be worked on for basically getting next week's orders through. But there's an example of what we have. Just put those there for now and they'll all get worked out. There's no particular order, we're sorting out onto the benching order. But there's a tray of Ruskin Diane. You can see half of that's not Ruskin Diane, Ruskin Tangerine. Some rooted, some not rooted, taken about, so that's out 3 weeks ago. And then you get lovely trays of these taken within a couple of days of that one. That's coarse and gold. If only everything would root as easily, life would be a doddle. If only everything would produce the number of cuttings that we actually need, life would be so much easier. But life's never meant to be easy, is it really? What was I going to show you? Yeah, so some of those ones at the front of the benches I should really have potted up. These were potted up in early March, no, middle of March, or was it about the middle of March, from some very early cuttings, and that's what we sell through the shop. That's all the medium deck and medium cactus benches, which there's loads of stuff on there. It's all of these ones that were short of. If the benches were as full as what I've just shown you, they say it would be dead easy. But as I mentioned, what happens now is light levels is better, rooting conditions are better. The cuttings that were taken have actually got a lot more vigour to them, I suppose, if you like. So these cuttings that have just come down from Ovington here, these are some of the varieties we've been short of. These have only been taken, I think it was about maybe 14 days ago. Yeah. So Wester Anella Grace there, Jasudi Hercules coming on. There's 50 Polvington Christabel come down here. There's Rycroft Gold, which is one of the banes of my life. Love the variety, but it's so uneven. If all 50 of this batch of cuttings are like that, then we'll soon get caught up. Then it's just having the physical capacity to get orders out as quickly as we can. So on that note, I'm going to crack on, get these 2 trolleys emptied, sorted out. Some might need to go back in this, I'm going to say Heath Robinson sort of propagator. It's a sand bench with solid cables running through, just for those varieties that are maybe a bit slower. Obviously we've got other facilities at the other end of the nursery. But yeah, we'll get there. And I've got to sign off by basically saying, look, everybody that's got orders with us, a great big thank you for your patience. It's not as straightforward as what some people think. You just stick a cutting in, it'll root in, in our schedule rather than nature's schedule. It doesn't always work like that. No matter what facilities you've got, it doesn't always work out as you'd ideally like it. And I would also just like to say thank you for all the lovely comments we've had on people who've received the plants. It really is appreciated by all members of the team who work diligently and with a lot of pride in what they do to try and get all the plants that we grow to you in the best of conditions that they live here for you, so that you get loads of pleasure from them through the summer. And anybody that's thinking it's getting late for sending stuff out, we've always sent mini plants out right through to the middle to the end of May. And as I've mentioned or written on a number of occasions, our own stock hasn't even been taken yet. The cuttings will be taken probably next week, back end of, and they won't go out until June, and the fields are full of flower in September. And they're the tubers that we lift. So I'll say it again. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your comments. And thank you so much to the lovely customers that we speak to some of who've been with us for 40, 50 years, and I enjoy having a chat with them and catching up. Some mightn't be growing as many dailies as what they used to because they're in the 90s now. But the fact that they've been growing dahlias since the 60s and been getting them off us is testament to what we try and do. And I just hope everybody appreciates that. And it's just, yeah, thanks a lot. Good night.